No one thought it would actually come to this. Not after a championship, not after a supermax contract, not after a decade of loyalty, but now it's real. Giannis Antetokounmpo might be done with Milwaukee. And this time, the writing isn't just on the wall, it's in bold, underlined, and flashing neon. The team that once looked like it had a dynasty in the making has crumbled into chaos. Injuries, panic trades, coaching changes, and now a future that's looking more and more hopeless. And for Giannis, who only cares about one thing, winning. He's realizing he might need to chase that goal somewhere else. Let's rewind. In 2020, the Bucks did everything right. They gave up 3 first-round picks and 2 pick swaps to get Jrue Holiday. A bold move, but it paid off. 1 year later, they were NBA champions. Giannis had one of the most legendary finals performances ever. 50 points in Game 6, a small market fairy tale, but even then, Giannis sent out a warning. After winning that title, he said, "What's the next challenge? It might not be here." That wasn't a throwaway line, that was a signal. He loves Milwaukee, no doubt. The city embraced him and he gave it everything. But deep down, he's a competitor. And competitors don't settle. Since that ring, things have gone downhill fast. In 2023, the Bucks were the #1 seed and got bounced in the first round by the 8th seed Miami Heat. Giannis was injured. The team looked disjointed. And just like that, it was over. Milwaukee panicked. They fired head coach Mike Budenholzer. Giannis helped pick the next coach, Adrian Griffin, a risk. He didn't even last half a season. Then came Doc Rivers, another gamble, another disappointment. In 2024, they ran it back. And what happened? Another first-round loss. This time to the Indiana Pacers in just 6 games. It wasn't just a loss, it was a sign that the window had slammed shut, and that's when desperation took over. The Bucks went all in. They traded for Damian Lillard, a superstar on paper, but aging, expensive, and now injured. It was a massive trade that cost them every future asset until nearly 2031. But they were banking on the present. Then the nightmare hit. Right before the 2025 playoffs, Dame was diagnosed with blood clots. Somehow he returned just 3 weeks later. But in Game 1 of the playoffs, he tore his Achilles. Now he's out for the entire 2025-26 season. And when he comes back, he won't be the same. Not at 35. Not after that injury. Yet the Bucks still owe him over $50 million per year. Locked in. That's not a win-now move. That's a death sentence. While all this was going on, Milwaukee scrambled to fix the rest of the roster. They traded Chris Middleton and A.J. Johnson for Kyle Kuzma. Hoped Kuz would be more durable come playoff time. They brought in Kevin Porter Jr., hoping for a redemption story. They hired Darvin Ham. Then Ham brought in Taurean Prince, his personal favorite. It didn't matter. The team lost again, this time in 5 games, again to Indiana. No chemistry, no depth, no future. They have no cap space, no picks, no way to build, and Giannis is stuck in the middle of it. For the first time in his career, Giannis is officially open to leaving Milwaukee. Not speculation, not fan rumors. This is coming from Shams. Giannis hasn't made a final decision, but he's evaluating his options, and not just in Milwaukee. He's made one thing clear. His only goal is to win championships, and this team can't help him do that anymore. Even Bucks fans are starting to realize it. If Giannis is leaving, it's not going to be a quiet exit. This would shake up the league. So where does he go? Let's talk options. Oklahoma City Thunder. The most obvious candidate, they've got a young, hungry core. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams. They've also got 13 first-round picks and 17 second-rounders over the next 7 years. They could offer guys like Isaiah Hartenstein, Cason Wallace, and multiple picks to land Giannis. Put him next to Shai and Chet. That's terrifying. But this only happens if Oklahoma City falls short in the playoffs. If they make the Western Conference Finals, they might hold off. Houston Rockets sleeper team with insane assets. They own Phoenix's picks, have swap rights with Brooklyn, and young stars like Amon Thompson, Cam Whitmore, Jabari Smith, and maybe even Jalen Green. If they're aggressive, they could offer a monster package. And with Ime Udoka at the helm, they're itching to make a leap. San Antonio Spurs. This is where things get spicy. The Spurs have 2 lottery picks this year and already have Victor Wembanyama. Add Giannis to that? That's a dynasty waiting to happen. They could trade the number. 2 pick the number. 13 pick Devin Vassell and Jeremy Sokin. That's a serious Godfather offer. And unlike most teams, they have cap space and a long-term vision. New York Knicks wildcard. Depends on what happens in the playoffs. If they fall short, they might finally go all in. They've got picks, they've got tradable contracts, they could dangle Karl Anthony Towns, but if they make the finals, they'll probably stand pat. Some fans still want Milwaukee to hold on to Giannis. Write it out. Try one more time. That's a mistake. Keeping Giannis when your window is closed does two things. 1. Wastes what's left of his prime. 2. Delays your rebuild for years. The Bucks already mortgaged their future. Now they're staring down a wasted decade if they don't act fast. Look around the league. Teams that held on too long always regret it. Portland, Washington, even Cleveland before the first LeBron departure. The Bucks can't make that same mistake. If they trade Giannis now, they get a haul of picks and young talent. If they wait, they get nothing. Milwaukee did everything they could. They built a contender. They won a title. They spent big. They took risks, and in the end, it wasn't enough. Injuries, missed opportunities, bad timing. Giannis gave them everything, but now it's time for him to do what's best for his legacy. And what's best for Milwaukee might be letting go, because if they don't, this team won't just be stuck. They'll be buried, irrelevant, until the 2030s. It's the end of an era and the beginning of something else.